Good day, global crypto enthusiasts. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you Monday, August 5th, 2019. As of last video, we've had some seriously killer action. As last video, Bitcoin was just approaching the $11,000 mark and had been rejected a handful of times. Bitcoin had, this is our basically 24 to 36 hour chart going right now, and as you can see in the chart, Bitcoin had been rejected a couple of times here. And if I could pull that back, I think it got rejected got to about $11,020 about 4 or 5 times, and then got bounced back. And then finally late last night, when Bitcoin had finally broken that $11,000 mark, it's been nonstop, and we've really held nicely, especially over the last let's see here. What would that be? About 8 to 12 hours. Our last 8 to 12 hours have been really solid. When we saw Bitcoin get to this price, you know, when you're watching the price like I do every minute of the second of every day, and you see it finally break through 11K after it's been hammered backwards about 5 times, it's really nice to see it maintain a little bit. So let's see what we're looking in the market now. And we are now on day 9 of sideways up action, which is really, really nice, really healthy to see. Hopefully we can maintain that throughout most of August. And then let's have a look at our charts here. So we'll have a quick look over at market cap over here. So now that we've had 9 days of sideways up, now we can actually start to see where the money's actually gone to. So now we see the market cap over here just about at 311 billion and just about at a 70 billion per hour trading mark. And we've got 311.3 over here, and again, just about 70. So now what we're going to look at is our 1s, 24s, and our 7 days. And look at that. It's been probably, 3 months since we can actually see green across the board. And poor Stellar. Stellar been taking it on the chops literally for about, well, here's our 200 day. It's been about 300 consecutive days since Stellar has actually had some decent run-ups there. Not really sure what's going on. I had a question for anybody that's actually watching this. If you are an EOS long-term holder, this is just a general question. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to ask it to you guys. If you're a long-term holder of EOS, I happen to remember reading way back when that the year 2020, there will be more ICOs and airdrops on the EOS platform than anywhere else. If anybody can confirm that for me, I'd love to know, because right now for me, I mean, EOS has gotten some love, but I mean, for me at around that $4.25, $4.30 mark, I mean, that for me, it's a long-term buy. The other one we haven't really talked a whole lot about in the last few videos is the scaling and the adaptability of the Ethereum platform, and what the really good news that they're shooting to add their V2 should be completed and ready to go sometime in January 2020, maybe early February of 2020. So for stuff like that, that tells me that Ethereum, I mean, dear God, I wish I owned more. It could blow up and really go through the roof here sometime later in the fall and throughout all of 2020. And while we say that, we got to start saying in the video, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my own way that I see the market. I'm a one-man gang, and that's all there is to it. So not financial advice, obviously, and I'm not a financial advisor. Any questions, I'm more than gladly willing to share my opinion on. So let's keep going through down the list here and see who's really big. I mean, like Bitcoin, look at that, at 24% over the week. ETH at 11%. Let's just do double digits today. Bitcoin Cash at 13. This is over the last 2 weeks. Monero at 18. Tezos at 44, Chainlink at 18, but even, I mean, Chainlink's at 18 is really misleading, because it really all came in one day, and that was pretty much all it. Let's see, anybody else breaking double digits in our top 50? The Eno coin, I have no idea what that is. Decred, awesome. They had another announcement earlier in the week there, them with the Komodo KMD group, super solid. Hedge Trade at 22. What else we got here? Platin coin, never heard of it, 19%. The one I really looked into the other day was Thorcoin, and when you look at Thorcoin's 50,000% and you realize that its daily trading volume is generally at $100,000 per day, is that literally like the owner of the platform trading with his best friend? Like literally 2 people have been trading this coin for like a year now. And look at its value. That's just ridiculous. So that's something you guys all got to watch out for. KuCoin shares at 17%. And that is it for our top 50. So we've seen a little bit of love, but when you scale over the 7-day mark where the real actions happened in the last 9 days, so we've got 1, 2, 1, 2 so far at 10% or higher. And that's it. So in the top 50, we have gone only 2 coins with 10% or more, basically. Monero, who was it? No, it wasn't even Monero. Yeah, it was Monero and Tezos, basically. But other than that, not a whole bunch. So let's get into some articles here. We got 2 for you guys. Again, sorry for a boring video today. Just wanted to get in because the price has just been so good lately. This one here, I went looking for some news today. This just shows you how social media and the people that write the articles are still very clueless. They may be able to write, but they have no idea what the market is. So this one here was today. This is today's opening webpage over at AMB, who are generally very good with their news, and their articles are still from 2 weeks ago. So look at this one. After back-to-back weekly lows at 98 and 9,100 is a drop to below 9,000 imminent for Bitcoin. And again, when we had talked about it in the middle and third week of July, I expected Bitcoin to ramp right up. We had called for a low of 9,200. It dropped to 91.94. And then every Elliot wave guy and every chart guy came out and said, no, it's going to 8,500. Then Bitcoin slid all the way back to 91.90, and then you know what they said? It's going all the way back to 73. So again, this market is again, it's so small when we're sitting still. As beautiful as 311 billion is, it's still such a, even if we get to 1 trillion people, it's still such a small market. And what we see in the world of cryptocurrency still to this day is a handful of big wallets can move the market whenever they feel like it. And right now there are so many large pump and dump groups in the 5,000 to 15,000 people range. They are now getting to the ability where they can start moving bigger projects. We've seen them move projects from the top, from say rank 50 to the 300 mark. Anybody can move those ones there. But when the pump and dump groups can start moving, I mean, we got to start looking out. So again, this is just one of those things that we've always said, you know, you've got to be able to spend some time to do your own research, do some reading. Google is the world's best friend right now with 4.5 trillion answers. It's got the answer for everything you want. Just come in and ask it some questions. And if not, come on here. I'm willing to help. And I'm sure in most of the Telegram groups, people are willing to help as well. All right, here is my artigraph from today over at Cointelegraph.com. And the header is, why is the U.S. not yet a leader in the cryptocurrency regulations? And experts answer. Obviously, there's so many of these, we can't really go through them, but they give you a lot of really good people to come in here, and some of these answers are just absolutely outrageous. And for me, I have personally said myself, the reason that the Canada, it's not just the U.S., it's all of North America because of the banking and the way the money's moving right now. And the real reason this is not being regulated is we still got too much of the old boys club. And by that, I mean old money from, okay, you're going to have to bear with me here. People that are beyond wealthy aren't just wealthy because they are. A lot of the rich old money in North America is generational money. That's what I'm talking about, is that old generational money, them 70, 80-year-old people that have just punished everybody and scammed off of everybody for the last 100 years and their families. Now that they see that this thing, they're probably interested in Bitcoin at first, but when they realize that it's open ledger, open technology, every transaction is publicly viewed, that is my biggest reason that it is not regulated and properly being accepted in North America, is because the U.S. literally has the scummiest politicians and the scummiest rip-off bankers on the fucking planet. And I hope people can understand where I'm coming from, because when you study money and you see what the U.S. government has done to fiat money since basically the 70s, and go back maybe even 20 years before that to somewhere in the late 40s, early 50s, it's fucking disgusting. So again, when you've gotten away with ripping off everybody for 70 years, why would you want to stop? You want to keep milking that cow as long as you possibly can. And what you're seeing is the rest of the world has been, for the last 2 years, slowly accepting cryptocurrency, slowly adopting into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, because they're sick and tired of the US dollar and they don't want to deal with it anymore. So again, when you see Russia, China, all of the Asian countries, a lot of the European countries, and they're all slowly starting to swap into cryptos right now, It's just a matter of time. And like we've always said, it's just a bigger piece of the puzzle, and everything's starting to come together for later on, starting in September, moving towards the end of 2019. And honestly, like every time a little piece of this puzzle comes together, the price and the market should continually start to grow. And hopefully, who knows, where are we going to be in 3 months? We're going to be a lot bigger than we are now. I know that for sure. Well, I shouldn't really say that, but when all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together the way they are, and what you see what's happening all over the rest of the world right now, it's cryptocurrency again. It's still to me, it's in its infancy. For me, in October, it'll be 2 full years of being in the market myself and not even knowing what a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency was in 2017 to where we are right now. From where you heard everybody and their dog after the mad rush, and the guys like Peter Schiff, oh, the high is already in, and it's the greater fools theory. Those fucking people are the people that will just never ever get crypto. They will never even understand what a Bitcoin is. Don't even listen anymore. Move on with yourself. We see what's happening in this market. We see what's going on, and we are going to stay solid into this. And again, we still think Bitcoin is the king and will be the king moving on and moving forward. So ain't got much more. Sorry it was such a boring video for you guys. I was just happy to see 9 days of straight solid growth. Bitcoin continually to hold. Little bit shocked that when we finally broke the 11K last night that it didn't spill backwards. Very happy with what Ethereum's doing right now, and with the last 2 weeks of their announcements with their V2 platform for January, early February is absolutely outstanding. And again, I'll ask the question again for anybody that's a long-term holder of EOS, is 2020 the year that the ICOs and the airdrops come? That's just a question I wanted to ask the community itself rather than going out and spending hours looking on my end. So that's all I got for you guys. It's the end of August long weekend here. We're going to go out and throw the football around and enjoy this beautiful sunny day. So this is 88 Fantastic, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.